Hardy's letter probably arrived in the third week of February, but his endorsement of Ramanujan had reached Madras earlier. Almost a week before writing to Ramanujan, Hardy had contacted the India office, and by February 3, a certain Mr. Mallet had already written to Arthur Davis, secretary to the Advisory Committee for Indian Students in Madras. Later in the month, Davis met with Ramanujan, apprising him of Hardy's wish that Ramanujan come to Cambridge. But as Hardy soon learned, Ramanujan was not coming. Religious scruples or a cultural resistance that verged on it got in the way. Brahmins and other observant Hindus were enjoined not to cross the seas, and that it seemed for a long time was so. On February 25, Gilbert Walker was shown Ramanujan's work. He was so impressed that he wrote to Madras University asking it to support Ramanujan as a research student without any anxiety as to his livelihood. The wheels of Ramanujan's career for 10 years barely creaked along, but now, greased by Hardy's approval, began to whir and whine like a finely tuned race car engine. By April 12, Ramanujan had learned the good news. He would receive a 75 rupees scholarship from the Presidency College of Madras. This scholarship set him free to do mathematics, to attend lectures at the university, and to use its library. Ramanujan, the special research student, Ramanujan, the friend of Cambridge, was now a hot topic in Madrasi circles, and people were forever trooping through his house as if to do him homage. As a research scholarship holder, Ramanujan's only obligation was to prepare reports every 3 months detailing his progress. He delivered 3 of them in late 1913 and early 1914, all dutifully on time. Around the New Year's Day in 1914, Hardy's man Eric Harold Neville arrived in Madras. He had of course one additional charge to convince Ramanujan to come to England. Acting on Hardy's charge to him, he asked, would Ramanujan come to Cambridge? Anticipating a negative response, he was delighted and surprised. Ramanujan now needed no conversion, and that his parents' opposition had been withdrawn. Neville said about addressing Ramanujan's other doubts. Money to get to England and live there? Don't worry. Neville assured him that would be taken care of. His English was not very good. It was, Neville said, good enough. His vegetarianism? That would be respected. And examinations? No. Neville reassured him he would not have to take any. All the roadblocks were gone. Srinivasa Ramanujan was going to England. Finally, there was nothing left to do. Ramanujan was on board, his well-wishers left behind. At about 10 o'clock on the morning of March 17, 1914, the Nivasa slipped slowly away from the dock. The Nivasa arrived at the mouth of the river Thames in England on April 14. Unlike most Indians in England, Ramanujan had by his side Neville, a Cambridge don, to help smooth the way. Soon he was settled in Neville's house. There was of course business to attend to, fees to pay, paperwork to work through, but Hardy and Neville took care of most of it. Ramanujan had not come to Cambridge to go to school, but arriving in time for the Eastern term, which began in late April, he did attend a few lectures. Some were Hardy's, others on elliptic integrals were given by Arthur Berry, a King College mathematician in his early 50s. In early June, Ramanujan moved into one of the rooms in Wavell's Court, only about 5 minutes from Hardy's room. Ramanujan could look out of his window across to where Hardy had lived as an undergraduate 20 years before. But Ramanujan too had more than 20 years worth of mathematical catching up to do. His education had ended in a sense when George Carr put the finishing touches on his synopsis in 1886. And Carr's mathematics was old even when it was new, mostly barren of anything developed past about 1850. Ramanujan then had much to learn. But then again, so did Hardy.